That's our intro music now.
Sound like a scene from the Three Stooges.
Yeah. Can we I wonder if we can get like the Benny Hill song.
Oh, that is classic.
Pay for that.
That did it. I know that shit.
Oh man, that's fun. Okay. Anyway, so hi boys and girls. My name is Rich.
This is Jermaine.
And I think we have a guest. Who that guest be?
Hello, Tiffany.
Who's Tiffany? What are you?
The wife.
Yeah, you is. Wow. That's the girl I get to see naked sometimes when she lets me.
It's been a long time, Tiff. You are a guest now.
Yeah. I know. I was going to say I saw her naked earlier. But yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
No.
Yeah, so we actually got Tiff. We got her out of bed. So we can do the draft with her in a draft that's literally been waiting to be had for like 6 weeks because she's super important apparently.
X's and O's.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot. What are we doing now? This is
X's and O's
right?
of life.
Yeah. So sorry, we got all sidetracked with actually having a guest. So we're actually going to lead in with the draft. Usually we do housekeeping stuff, yada. We'll do that after the draft. We're just going to get it in. So this was my idea, and my dog is losing his shit. So I don't know if you can hear that. Also, really quick, so I can kind of put this out here so everyone can kind of let me know too. I'm doing this with the noise reduction off on the mic. So if this sounds any different, any worse, please let me know. Because just trying a new thing here to see how it kind of goes. Yada. Anyway, the draft. It's going to be creating your perfect picnic. Okay? Now, it's a little bit different than our oh my god, my dog's a lunatic. It's a little different than we usually do. Well, the format's the same, but it's a lot more strategy in this one. So here's kind of the premise and the rules here. You get to pick one entree, one drink, one side, and one dessert. It does not matter what order you pick in it. So keep this in mind. Let's say, because I'll go first, Jermaine second, you third. Let's say I pick an entree, and then he picks an entree. Well, guess what? You don't have to pick an entree till your last pick now if you don't want, because no one else can get an entree. So you can kind of play the game a little bit.
You get a head start on the other category.
You see what I'm saying, Mama?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you shouldn't say when I say Mama. That was weird, Jermaine.
I did.
I love you, baby.
I did just answer that like a clown.
It's all right. Daddy's home for you. So, now we made it nice and weird here. So I'm going to spark it off here. I can't imagine this is not the 101. Obviously, it's going to be water. I'll explain. I'm going to go with the burger. Easy. So, all right.
I mean, and hey, what is this? July 2nd? We coming up on a major holiday, picnic holiday
it
anyway.
Worked out perfectly somehow on accident.
You mentioned that before too. You said, "Watch it we end up doing this sometime right around the actual 4th of July."
Yeah,
here we are.
Every Saturday she was busy. She was doing something crazy. Like she really has to stop banging her boyfriend and stay home with her husband sometimes.
Bottom line is we're here now. Let's go.
Yeah, we is. All right. So what do you got? What do we eat here? We're drinking.
Starting off with picnic. I don't know. I mean, people's different, preference of animal, but Ribs. Got
Ribs.
picnic on the grill. Ribs. I mean,
You know
whether
what's
it's
funny?
pork, beef, I mean, some people don't like to hear pork or even turkey ribs, I mean, that's become more popular over the years. So
Shut your healthy ass up. Take your simple
I'm
self to
dead
Whole Foods.
serious. I mean, they're pretty good. Turkey ribs ain't bad. You ever have them?
No, I don't. I'm not even a rib guy. Like
Oh,
see,
okay.
I'm a weird meat fella, right? So if it's not supposed to be that meat and it's substitute meat, nah, man, I'm out. Like if you ever try to give me like turkey sausage, turkey bacon, I swear to Christ, we're getting a divorce.
They are animals. I mean, it's not organic. Like,
But
it's
it
not
ain't the right
made by
animal.
plant.
It ain't the right animal. It's like all right. It's like if you went to get a glass of water and you got
Yeah.
a glass of milk instead, you didn't know it. You're like, what is this? No, this is. I don't necessarily mind this, but this is not what my mouth was ready for.
So you
Yeah.
say it's not the right animal. So if at Thanksgiving somebody try to give you, I don't know, something equivalent to I don't know, like a chicken or I mean, some people don't eat turkey. Some people don't like turkey.
No,
So
no, no, no. So I'm not saying that. If you substitute a meat in for something else, that's fine. But if you're like, okay, instead of regular pork sausage, I'm going to give you this turkey sausage. Nah, man. You better go find something to do. That's killed for less.
So burgers are reserved for beef only. Like you can't eat a turkey burger or a chicken burger or something that they turn it into a burger, grind up the meat and make it a burger. It has to be
A chicken burger is called a McChicken. Goofy.
No, grilled chicken sandwich or something like that. But I'm talking about
underrated Sammy, by the way.
You noticed that, and I noticed this with my ex probably a couple weeks ago. I mean, not just a couple weeks ago, but it really hit home. All the fast food restaurants outside of a Chick-fil-A no longer sells grilled chicken sandwiches.
Huh.
Not to just make it all about grilled chicken, but think about
No,
you go to
that's a good
McDonald's.
point. I remember Donald's had one. Wendy's had
They used to. Yep. Wendy's used to have one. Burger King used to have the chicken Whopper. Now grilled chicken is almost extinct. I'm like, outside of course, Chick-fil-A, who make their they make their buck, of course, off of chicken, but that was just weird. Like, I really wanted a grilled chicken, and it's like no fast food restaurant here.
That's a good pickup, man. I didn't even.
And they all used to have them.
And that's weird because that's like the quote unquote healthier option. And you know how people are now. It's like, hey, let's be less pieces of shit and grab something from the Donald's that's not gonna give me diarrhea.
Yeah. Huh. They don't even make it no more. It's like, wow, they got totally disbanded the whole grilled chicken. But you can get a crispy one because it's fried and it's got if it's bad for you, it's on that menu. But all right, so ribs.
All right, Jeff. You know what? Another quick funny thing is how we both said like, yeah, well, what if we both pick entrees and you don't have to pick one, what do we both do? Pick entrees. So now she gets the 101 of a different genre here. So, all right, Mama, where are we going?
I'm going to pick my side.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick macaroni.
Macaroni salad.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? That is a picnic staple.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay.
All
right. I'm going to go beer just because I want to hurt Jermaine.
Oh, you dirty something.
Just because I want to hurt Jermaine. So, look. Obviously, a picnic. You're going to have some adult beverages out there.
It's one of those things where if you don't have the adult beverage, even if you don't necessarily drink, you lay it out there for the guests because
you gotta have it, right?
I mean, because they're gonna I ain't gonna say they're gonna talk about your picnic, but they're gonna say their picnic was like their picnic was good, but they didn't have
water picnic.
Yeah, they're going to call your picnic pretty much a PG picnic if you don't have
Right.
some adult beverages.
No, you know what you did? You went to a social. That's what you did. You went to a social. Remember socials in school? Yeah.
Yep. So
all right. So now that I've killed your whole draft, go ahead and.
I'm going to go my side.
Okay.
And I like linguine or some type of pasta salad that, you get either the spirally noodles with the olives.
It's like pasta salad.
Yeah. But yeah. I prefer linguine because, if you get a good helping of linguine, it just makes that burger and
Tiff just pointed to the skin color, by the way. So
that's definitely a black thing. But
as you were saying it, I'm like, I'm out. I don't even want it. Nope.
It just brings out the flavor and whatever. Like that brings out the flavor in those ribs and that burger. I mean, it's a good side to me.
Fair enough. I mean, I think it goes with the ribs. They're pretty good too, though. It kind of matches up with it well.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, Mama. Good.
I'm gonna do my drink next.
Let's get closer to the mic so we can hear you.
Since it's summertime, I'm going with margaritas. Strawberry margaritas.
All right, what do you think here? Can we go that route since we already kind of got the alcohol out of the way? Like, who the fuck is making
yes,
a margarita at a picnic?
Well, I mean, alcohol, we can't just, you want to really just group in just alcohol? I mean, beer is beer, but that's not necessarily, liquor with the margarita and, so.
Okay. No, look, I just want to consult
on their own.
I just want to consult with the board there. All right.
After further review.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. All right. So margaritas, I don't know what kind of fancy ass picnic you're going to, though.
I know. Where they're going to be readily available on hand. Right. Those are like the margaritas is for the maybe the wife of that's throwing the picnic and her little private 2 or 3 friends and they go have some margaritas, but every woman out there is not enjoying a margarita.
Those drinks aren't outside; they're inside. They're in the kitchen.
Yeah, they're hidden. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go with my side, and it doesn't really go with my entree, but kind of it's kind of like a summertime staple. You gotta go corn on the cob.
Yeah.
Tiff's like, no. She don't like.
You can throw them corn on the cobs on the grill. Oh right. Man, yeah, you got it. Yeah,
you can do whatever you want, man. You know what's weird though? Like, I don't know how. It just tastes so much better than just actual like corn you buy.
Like pulled off corn that's in the can, right. Or just like being on the cob. I don't know why, but it's better.
Maybe it's like the experience because you rub it down with the butter, you get that salt shaker going. Oh god damn! about to have a change my pants real quick. Cob now. All right. So go ahead. So what do you got left? You got your dessert.
I got my drink, and the dessert. Yep. And this is another reason why I made sure that we're not just grouping all one drink into one, but I mean, the kids got to drink something. So I'm going to go with soda. I mean, you got to have, that's the kids. It don't even make sense. It's an oxymoron. That's the kids' adult beverage.
Fair enough.
But you got to, the kids want to have a nice, refreshing. I mean, they drink those little Huggies and stuff like that, like the little kids. But those kids that are in the, let's say, 8 to 15 range, they want to crack open something with some fizz in it.
Listen, real quick, so we can just put this out here. I don't know if Tasha or Kathy listened to this podcast, but the fact that there were Huggies up at Tasha's party, listen. There was a happiness inside me that can't really be explained with words.
Took you back to when you was a little kid. You used to get that fruit punch ring around your mouth.
Listen, what was the Huggy? What's your Huggy flavor?
That blue one.
Okay, I was gonna say there ain't no other choice but blue.
Blue, then red, and maybe green, and then orange, and then lastly grape.
Funny, your black ass didn't choose grape first.
That's because I probably favor a grape. Don't mean I like it to drink.
Look, I don't like. Here's what's interesting. I love grapes, but I hate grape flavored stuff.
That's weird.
Yeah, yeah.
It is. Well, I mean, some people got different things. Where I ran into somebody that likes like sautéed onions, like cooked onions, but the raw ones they can't stand them. They almost act like they're allergic to them.
Were you talking to me, dude? Like, because I do not like onions, but I will eat a bag of onion rings.
What about the blooming onion at the restaurants or whatever?
That's the same thing, yeah. Basically, you get that little sauce on it. Oh man.
Yeah. So you can do a blooming onion, but you can't do like a raw onion on top of your burger.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't know what it is. It's a weird thing. All right, Tess, so you got an entree and you got a
side.
Dessert. No one's picked any desserts yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick a dessert.
Of course you will.
I'm going to pick barbecue. So I'm going to pick cherry pie.
Cherry pie.
Cherry pie.
God, you were white.
Oh man.
I guess I have to pick now with the Jello pretzel salad to reinforce the whiteness here. You know what? Look, I'm gonna go this way. Dessert. Yeah, I think it counts as a dessert. Fruit salad.
Fruit salad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fruit salad is definitely, I mean, after you go up for that first plate and get your feel of the real food, and then you go, and then when you go back and you got either that same plate or, hey, they got paper plates and you can get another one. That's when you time to attack the sweet part of it. And fruit salad is definitely one that I prefer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't feel bad eating it either. It kind of feels like you're doing something better for yourself after after all the garbage you've already ingested. All right, so what do you got? You got your dessert left, right?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go kiddie route. I mean, after the kids eat their food, they pretty much ice cream. Some type of like ice cream cones or even popsicles or something like that,
No, hey, that works. I mean, literally, it's almost in every commercial for some kind of summer thing. You're going to see some kiddos with a popsicle.
Yeah. Yep. Because I mean, I'm not a big sweets person. I don't like a lot of sweets. So, but definitely.
You don't like a lot of them, but the ones that you do like,
you like them. I like them a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm not a big cake or pie or. I mean, I understand I offended you in cake before, but I'm just not that. I'm still
not over it.
I could do the popsicle. Definitely can do the ice cream as well. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know your feelings on ice cream. Okay. All right, Mama. So what do you have left? Side?
Nope, just my entree.
No, you already picked her entree, did you?
No.
I
didn't. I didn't need to.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry. I barely listen when you talk, so I
don't know. So for my entree, I'm gonna do brisket.
Brisket?
Yeah, because I had delicious.
Who are these white people's picnics that you're
Well, listen, I had brisket in Missouri. It was so delicious.
You are Elon Musk's picnic or something.
Yeah, that just shows you like the highbrow broad that I married, and then just like the goofy yinzer that she married here. All right, so let's go over our drafts. So I have burger, My side is corn on the cob.
Mm.
My drink is the burr. And my dessert is dessert?
Fruit salad.
Fruit salad. There you go.
No,
Yeah, I don't think that's too bad.
I mean, if you had a
I
plate of
think
that
that's
right
a solid
now,
plate.
or there's a plate coming up on the 4th, you would be satisfied with those picks walking away, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking too. I'm like, I'm just thinking of like a buffet of stuff, and you pick what you want. Like, hey, that's great. Go.
Yeah. So I'm gonna enjoy my plate with some ribs on it,
Yeah.
some linguine for my side,
Rose.
and a soda, a nice refreshing soda, and then finish it off with a popsicle or some ice cream.
I like it.
Yeah.
Your stuff has a nice little flow to it though, right? Like it's like you can see the plate. Like no one gets
it's in
corn on
like
the cob with a burger.
sequential order too. It's like, okay, I'm gonna grab this, and then I'm gonna grab that, and then I'm gonna finish that. Yeah.
Like no one gets corn on the cob with a burger. It's weird. But maybe we should start. I'm just saying. All right, Mama, what's your meal looking like?
So I have a brisket,
Oh,
macaroni salad,
okay.
Ooh.
strawberry margarita,
Of course.
and cherry pie.
Okay.
Cherry
Cool.
pie.
Now, are you going to eat that all with your finger up, or are you going to kind of do pinky down? Yeah, I mean, no, like this. I mean, I'm busting your balls with the brisket thing. I was definitely oh, wow, okay, but it's definitely like a picnic thing. I mean, that's just something you got to plan for, though. That's like an overnight, like let me get my smoker out type of deal.
Yeah, and
I like that no one
the
picked
person that's
horrible hot
preparing that
dogs.
brisket, you mean you got to have a little bit of some chips in the wallet. That ain't no cheap person's picnic.
Man, he's doing this picnic at a country club.
Sounds good though. Brisket is good.
Yeah. Well, do you want to stick around for the rest of the episode, or do you got something to do?
I have bed to do.
You have bed to do? All right. Well, go bed whoever you're going to bed. I appreciate you helping us out. This is a long time coming, so hopefully we can keep getting keep getting you on for stuff, and just I guess I'll see you later.
Thanks for your participation and support.
Yeah, get out of here. We're busy. Men are talking. Oh, thank God we got rid of the dead weight. Jeez.
Crazy.
Yeah. So everyone knows that Tiff, that's my wife, and if you didn't get the notifications, I know I said we're going to stop sending stuff out, but we're starting a podcast too. So we released our episode today. It's called Pillow Talk, and it's only going to be a one text thing. So if you got it, subscribe to it if you want. You know how to get a hold of me via the socials and all that stuff. If you need the link again or whatever, but I'm not going to bombard you guys with a bunch of text anymore. So, that's that little bit of house cleaning. Oh, another thing, this may actually intrigue you because we're gonna record something after the show. We're putting up our bonus content of kind of our just post-roll conversation, just whatever you would even call it. I mean, I don't even know what you would really call it. But
almost like bloopers and reels, kind of, kind of like recapping the recap. Just like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, funny enough, we were talking on BDE last night or last episode. Like after it, we ended up having better ideas off the show than we had on the show. And we're like,
that was crazy.
So I will say that is going to be a Patreon exclusive kind of piece of content. We're going to do that weekly. There is actually a very cool thing on Patreon right now. They're giving free trial for whatever tier you choose. You get a 7-day free trial. So I don't know. It's a free, peeksy, looksy, whatever. Free looksy into what you would be getting here. Just a general little taste of it. And obviously, as we all know, it would be helpful. The support is always appreciated. So yeah, that's really all the house cleaning stuff we have here. I guess football just starting in about a month? Did you say?
Yeah, like end of July, early August.
So yeah, pretty much about a month. Um,
Because
and
we'll have preseason games and
right,
training camps, and there's just be more robust content to cover.
right, and that's going to be 2 times a week. We have a preliminary idea of the scheduling, but now that we're going to be doing a lot of things remote, we may have to kind of revisit that and see how things work out. But we are kind of planning on it being, what would we say, Tuesday night and Saturday night, right?
Well, Tuesday night, to kind of recap what we just seen in front of us, which is the NFL week. Yep. And then Saturday night kind of give you that last little finishing touches before you go into Sunday with your hair on fire.
Right. And so everyone knows it's going to be kind of fantasy based. So, I mean, obviously we're going to be doing a lot of, just regular football stuff, but we are both fantasy players. We both run a league. So,
yeah, I mean, fantasy is going to be pretty much the outline of the topic, but as well as I know, the NFL season, every NFL season comes with a bunch of Easter eggs and little quips and little stories and little things that happen. So we're going to throw those in there too, but it is going to be mainly fantasy based.
Yeah, and so really, all in all, me and Jermaine will be recording about 4 times a week. I'm going to be doing those interviews throughout the month. If we can get Jermaine onto with his schedule, that's absolutely great. If we can't, okay, so it'll still be a solo thing. So keep listening to those because I keep getting more and more interesting people. I have about 4 or 5 lined up for this month. So definitely pumping out content. Me and Tiff are going to be doing our thing on Sundays. That's going to be released. So there's a lot of stuff coming out. So, whatever you're not sub to.
You said that you ain't worried about talking too much, man. By the end of month 1 and all that, man, you was just gonna walk around, start slapping people like Bernie Mac in that one movie where he just start walking up to people and just start slapping them all over the place.
And the kicker is, I actually talk for a living on top of that for 40 hours a week. So, with all that being said. I'm not trying to be, coming with my hand out here, but definitely, if you can support us, you can drop us something. It's helpful, and it shows that the work and the time we're putting into this, it means something. So it's a kind of give and take. But yeah, we're still going to be pumping out some of that Patreon. Oh yeah, on top of that, the Patreon exclusive stuff we're going to be doing too. So anyway. That's really about it. I just saw that free trial thing. I was like, I gotta let people know because I don't think people really know that. So there you go. Topic wise, this kind of struck me yesterday, and I don't know. All right, anybody that uses Twitter saw what happened yesterday, right?
No, run it by me. Run it by me. I mean, I'm not a big news guy, so I pay attention to the current events and I try to stay as contemporary as I can. But I just sometimes just don't care enough. So yeah, run it by me.
So Elon, basically kind of shut Twitter down to a degree where you can only view so many tweets if you were unverified, you don't have the check mark, or it was even lower if you're new and not verified, but then it was higher if you were verified. And he said it was due to they're doing some kind of data scraping. I don't really know what that means. I'm not that techie to kind of understand that, and I didn't really care enough to look. But he then raised the limits 2 or 3 times throughout the day because he's basically getting death threats. People are like, dude, fix this or we're fucking out. I don't know what you want me to tell you, but we're over it. So basically what it was doing is you couldn't see anything. You would go on there and then here's the kicker. It wasn't that you had to read a tweet. If you scrolled, that counted as if you scroll down your whole timeline and there's like 100 things on there, you just hit 100.
What?
You didn't read anything. So the number he was setting wasn't really working because you could just not be on there. You go on there and it was saying data limit reached or something like that, or rate limit reached. So he basically did that, and he's saying it was due to some kind of data scrubbing. Here's my feel on it. I don't really believe that because I kind of feel like if you actually go on Twitter, you see a lot more people without check marks than check marks. And I kind of feel like this was kind of a backhanded way for him to get people or to kind of ploy people into, okay, well, I guess we'll have to buy the $8 check mark, whatever it is.
That's what I'm saying. Like he was almost gauging his
Right.
audience to find out if he could somehow cap this off at a certain subscription level.
Yeah.
Like, so he was gauging, like, it's like faking like there's an outage just to see how much people really want your product, and then seeing who really wants it and who goes over the plan. And wow.
And here's where it got real interesting. You saw a lot of people saying stuff, and they're like, all right, cool. I'm just going to go to a different platform then. So I think, and look, I'm speculating on this, but it's just that gut feel, and that's kind of what I'm going with on this. It really just felt like to me that people were just like, well, all right, cool. If you're going to pull these shenanigans, we're just going to go somewhere else, and you can kick rocks, dude. That's fine. And I'm going to base this topic on my assumption and my, insinuating what he's doing. And I'm going to go over greed. And this dude has more money than God. And, so he's this entrepreneur and creating all this yada, yada, yada. I don't understand. And if this was strictly a money move, who is his financial advisors directing him to, like, where did you think that was going to go? Well, did you think everyone was going to grovel and say, oh my God, King Twitter, let me go ahead and give you, no, not going to do that. No one, you're not going to get the people that are just going to fall in line and give you your $8 a month. It seemed really silly, and it seemed like a really greedy move. And one thing I've always noticed is rich people are just really greedy, even though for all intents and purposes, they can replace anything that they lose or they break, replace it, not having to check their bank account, just doing it. It doesn't matter. They're the greediest of folks when they should be the most giving and the most.
Well, I mean, people say
give away your wealth, but
people say, "Oh, well, stingy people is those ones that stay rich because they don't give it away." But it's got to be a certain level that you. I mean, like once you reach a level where your kids, 15 generations down the road is going to be well taken care of. How much more money can you accumulate? Like, it's like, and it seems like you said, the richer they are, the greedier they are. Like, it's like it becomes an addiction or a sickness or something like that, where they have to accumulate more money. Like, in the NFL, Jerry Jones, he's a well-known, billionaire. Jerry Jones got more money than you can count, and he still makes moves and plots to try to accumulate more money. It's like you never stop. Like it has to. It's almost like it's an addiction or something. Like I don't understand it. Like. Maybe I don't understand because I don't got enough money. You know what I mean? So it ain't never going to be enough for me until, I'll somehow get to that level. But once I do, and like I said, me and 15 other generations is well taken care of, then my drive to get more, I would assume it would slow down. But maybe, hey, I don't know that. Maybe if I became this billionaire, maybe I will be looking for my second billion too. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really say what it is. I mean, you can't say how you'd react if you don't have it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always struck me as, you know, I don't know. I hate it. It is one of those very large pet peeves, I guess. I I don't know. I'm very.
So for right now, I mean, you said $8, so he was going to start at like Twitter right now. There's no subscriptions to Twitter now, is it?
No, but you have to pay for that check mark to make you verified, which I don't even know what that really even does for you. I think
I was
there's
about to
actually
say, what
perks.
is verified and unverified? I mean, like, it's a social media platform. It's a platform to connect and to communicate with people. And you really think people are going to pay for that? I mean,
Now I may be wrong about this. I think before it was free. Before the little check mark was free, but you had to earn it. And I think you earned it by
like so many tweets or something.
I think it was more like people following you. I think it was something kind of like I know you had to earn it. I don't know how you earned it exactly, but I know you had to earn it. Now you pay for it, and funny enough, people actually because when you had to earn it, you earned it. You're like, yeah, man, great, I accomplished something, and people were like, oh, cool, man, that dude's verified, so he's legit. Now, since people can just buy it, people are now being made fun of because they shelled out $8 for a blue check mark. And it's very interesting how that dynamic changed within that, when it went from paid to when it went from non-paid to paid.
Well, I mean,
I don't know what it actually, I think there's perks that come with it now, but I have no idea what they are.
I mean, not to be on a completely different subject board, but a similar situation. Like, I told you before, and I stated on this podcast before, I was a big Grand Theft Auto online person. And in order for your character to get money, you had to do like all these type of missions, and you had to be successful with 4 other people or 2 other people, or pull off all these heists. And you either did that the hard way, which was you earned it, like you actually went through these missions, put in countless amount of hours for your character to get money. But then they also allow people to pay to give their character money. And those people, they would have these things called shark cards, where people would use US dollars to make their character gain money. And anyone that used these shark cards were definitely made fun of. Like, people made fun of them because you bought your way to where you are. Whereas I earned my way to where I am. I bought all my weapons through the game, not, mommy gave me this, amount of money to spend US dollars and to transform it into digital Grand Theft Auto dollars.
It's microtransactions. Yeah. I mean, there is a well-known thing. It's, pay to win type of thing.
Yeah. Where's the fun in that? But go ahead.
Well, because some people need to have everything, need to have all the money. It's one of those weird, when you have an immersive game like that, where you have it's a sandbox game, and you have unlimited communication to unlimited people. I used to play Grand Theft Auto Online a lot too. Like, I used to, just have a few of the friendos. We just kind of roll around and just be terrors to people and whatever.
People and stuff, yeah.
But certain things you would hear, like people have crews and they have little gangs and little
and they had like little logos on the side of their cars.
It is the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. I'm like, dude, do you realize how, like, you were such a cornball? What are you doing? And they would just talk, they would talk. It was the silliest thing. But yeah, when you have something like that's that immersive, I think it makes you lose touch of what actually is important.
Yeah.
And spending real life money to have digital money happen.
Yes, it was
insane. After you bought the game, like that's crazy to me.
You bought the game, like that was all the US dollars you needed to spend. You bought the game. You shouldn't be buying any upgrades, any this, any that. Like I said, I did missions and heists and had people join in, and it was ways to, beat the board or beat the system, and get extra money. But it was all earned. It wasn't.
Right.
I didn't pull out a debit card and give out no information to get this money. If I didn't have it, I just didn't have it. I wasn't going to pay for it.
But yeah, I mean, to circle back though.
But like you said with the Twitter thing, it's like you saying that people through so many tweets or whatever, they earned their right to get that green check mark.
And it was
you got
like,
people that are actually paying for it, and then now those are the ones that are getting ridiculed and clowned because you paid for something that I earned, like, which is you're ridiculous.
Yeah, and generally speaking, people don't like Elon Musk anyway. So then people paying him, it's just like people look at those people and they're just very much like, you realize you're part of the problem, right? Same idea that when I talk about the Pirates, they don't spend money on the team, they don't spend money on the team. People are like, why don't they do it? It's because people still pay money to go to the park.
Yep.
Build the park. Yep. So they are going to keep doing what they're doing because they're still making money in spite of themselves. So
absolutely. And I said this before. I remember just working at, listen to the radio and you hear the commercials that come on the radio, and the way they marketed the Pirate games. I want to say this is probably like 5 years ago. This is like after McCutcheon. And they were just terrible. Like, this is probably the first year in a long time that has been a lot of positivity. Like now they're starting to tank, but it was a lot of excitement going into this season. But in those dead lull years in between, after McCutcheon and then leading up to this year, the radio even marketed the game as if it was a picnic. Like it was going to Kennywood. Like it wasn't even about the baseball. Like they would market it.
It hasn't been. Absolutely.
They said, come on down to PNC Park, blah, 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 and you can get this. And they was like, and treat the kids to the nachos and this and that. And then at the very end of the advertisement, they was like, oh, yeah, and by the way, there's baseball too. Like it was like a quick little disclaimer at the end. Like, you mean to tell me y'all market it as if it's a picnic, good old family day time. Oh, and by the way, we're playing baseball. Because like you said, they knew people were still packing out them stadiums paying $18.50 for a beer.
It is a generally cheapish before inflation. It's a cheap date. It's a cheap night out.
Yeah.
You take the kids, you take the family, you're sitting around, they get to eat, crappy food. Dad gets to drink a little bit.
Pierogies come out. And they watch them race and the whole. Yeah.
I've always been a firm believer that this, and we're not going to do the baseball thing. That's not going to really go. Or I don't think the audience is really going to care about that. But it is very family oriented, and that's not, in my eyes, that's not how you market a sports team. This isn't about the kids coming out. It's just not. You're not going to the Children's Museum. You're not going to Kennywood.
I mean, that's why if I got Steeler tickets to go see a Steeler game, I'd rather take an adult than almost not my kid, because people are crazy at those Steeler games. It's about winning. Ain't nobody coming there to explore no family day. It's better
think about how they are. How are the Steelers marketed? How are the Pens marketed?
As winners,
you may see
champions.
Kids in the crowd, but you're seeing someone getting drilled against the boards. You're seeing somebody, in football, you're seeing someone getting speared. You're seeing some crazy stuff happening. And there's none of them like, hey, come down on Kids Day and we'll, like.
It's about winning and losing. I'm talking, if you bring your kid down there and they are sensitive to foul language, drunk people acting a fool, then that's probably not the place to bring your kid, because that's what's going to happen.
If you're a parent bringing like someone that's below 10 to a Steeler game, you don't need to be that Steeler game. You need to be in, You need to make better life decisions.
Yep. It's about winning. There's no jokes going on inside Heinz Field or Acrisure Stadium. No jokes at all is going on.
Yeah, someone's gonna die. And it's probably gonna be Kenny. Let's be honest.
You do not like this dude. This dude
That's
really
funny too, because that ended up
you.
being like a pseudo South Park reference there too. That's funny.
Kenny, the other Kenny. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. I was definitely talking about, I like to throw picket fences. Yeah, well, stay tuned for that. I'm going to shit all over the Steelers. You're not going to like it. So, yeah, that's about it on that side of it. I don't really have much more to say. I think the whole thing just pissed me off yesterday because I will tell you, Twitter is my biggest marketing tool. That was really my thing. I don't, I do enjoy people on there. I do listen to some podcasts on there. I do interact with people, but it is my main marketing tool.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm like. So anyway, what's your topic here? Sorry.
No, not at all. I know on the last BDE Street I had mentioned, or did I? Or maybe we talked about it on the post. I think we talked about it.
Yeah, it was post.
Yeah, it wasn't actually on air, but. My new apartment, I live in a relatively kind of, I ain't gonna say rundown neighborhood, but it's kind of
right, man. Don't shit on it. It's okay. It's not the hood. It's not terrible.
It's not, but there's, there's a certain section
either.
Yeah. There's a certain section where, a lot of, people hang out that may be, on some type of drugs or addicted to some things, or it could be crackheads. You never know. I don't know. They're out there. But as I told you on the post game, I went into one of them.
I like that. You know what? That actually may be the name of that little show too.
It's post game.
Ooh. All right, you do that. I'm gonna grab me a drink real quick. Go ahead.
So
man, that's good.
So on the post game, I'm sitting up here like. Okay, I go in there and I go in a little bodega. They got they got every alcoholic beverage imaginable. It's somewhat, it's a little bit one step down from a beer distributor with some wine. Like it's almost like a combination of a beer distributor and a liquor store all together. So and it's mainly, of course, a foreign descent, like either some type of Indian or Arabic. Yeah, like a bodega. Yeah. So I go in there, and I grab myself a couple cans of Budweiser, the big cans, and then some guy just walks in, and he's just like. He just walks in and I'm at the counter checking out, and I'm like, he walks in and he's like, "What's up, bro? What's up, bro?"
Weekly ease out moment, by the way.
Yeah. So I'm looking around like he got to be talking to somebody else because I don't know this damn dude. Like, who the hell is this? So he was like, "What's up, bro?" I look around. There's nobody around. He's looking dead at me. And I'm like, hey, like, my first thought was, hey, man, he obviously think I look like somebody that he know because I must be. He must think I'm him. So he was like, "What's up?" So he bring his hand over and he like put out his dirty ass, crusty ass, smoked out hand, and he was like, "What's up?" And then I like kind of gave him like a half fist bump, like, "Hey man, I ain't touching your hand, like I ain't shaking your hand." So then, he's like, "What's up with you?" And I was just like, hey, I start telling him, I was like, "Hey man, you must think I'm somebody else." I was like, "I don't know you." He was like, no man, you my bro." And I was like, "What?" So he immediately, I just went into ignore mode. So I just turned my head and like start paying for my stuff. And he just immediately, like, as he seen me checking out, he immediately just start asking for, "Hey, can you buy me a beer? Can you buy me this drink?" Like he was just grabbing stuff that was in sight, in plain sight, and just was like, "Can you buy this? Can you buy that?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. I'm down to my last. Meanwhile, I had just probably got paid, but I'm like, no, man, I'm down to my last. So I'm walking out. The dude walks out the store. I'm still paying for myself, so I'm getting myself together, like. I might have to go knuckle up with this dude because he gonna probably try to rob me if I walk out the store. So I get ready, I walk out, there's nobody there. But the reason why I bring up this topic is the topic I'm thinking of is homelessness. Like, can you, and I'm not mean homelessness like you just have no place to live, because if you really want to be honest, I was in a homeless state, just not having a place to live, but I had, somewhere to go. And if necessary, I would go to a hotel to stay for the night. I'm talking about homelessness to the point where you are on that street with a sign or a cardboard box, and you are actually physically sleeping on the street. I, to myself, with so many government programs and so many welfares and this and that and shelters and all that, anyone that is out there on that street, especially down south side, and there's tons of them, if you are living on that street, physically living on that street, it is a mindset. You want to be there because you are not there because you have to be. Like, my thought is, like, and it was even a movie. It was a movie that came out maybe in the 90s when Tupac died. Tupac had a movie with, I think, John Belushi. And the whole premise of the movie was they were some crooked cops and they killed somebody and it was the wrong person. So then they found a homeless person and, like, kind of replanted the murder on this homeless person. And come to find out, the homeless person was a very successful doctor that had lost his wife and his kid, and he went into a homeless state because it was a mindset. Meanwhile, this dude was like a millionaire, but he was living on the streets because he wanted to, I guess, punish himself for what happened to his family. So I just keep coming back to, I think if you are physically on the street, laying on cement, it's a mind state. You want to be there because you're punishing yourself for something, as opposed to you really don't have nowhere to go.
Okay. So here's my retort. What about mental illness? Like severe. I'm not saying you sometimes get the saddies. I'm saying severe mental illness. What about?
Well, I'll even accept that. I'm talking about, like, you can't be either you want to be there to punish yourself, or, like you said, a mental illness where your mind is and your brain's not functioning correctly. No one with a legitimate cognizant brain is really living on the street.
Okay, so we're eliminating the vets, because I know that they're treated like garbage, and that's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And we're eliminating mental illness. So everyone that has a full cognitive state and no PTSD things there.
Well, I mean, of course they had to experience something that was so detrimental
but I'm talking about like more PTSD. Like,
yeah,
we're eliminating that. So people that have just chosen to, they've done something, they got kicked out of their house and they can't hold a job. And
I mean, have you really ran out of all relatives? You ran out of every living person that cares about you. You burnt every one of those bridges.
Well, sometimes those bridges were never there.
True.
So I mean, I'm read between the lines. What you know what I mean? Yeah. Now, me personally, all my family's dead. Everyone's dead. So,
but if you go through a catastrophic event,
right,
and you don't have anyone to reach out to, you're not going to at least try to find a shelter.
Absolutely are. That's last resort. But yeah, that is absolutely on the table. I think sometimes people get too proud, and it's like, well, what'd pride get you? Concrete. I mean, I'm not being mean about it, but it's
I mean, I know you ain't mean to sound mean, but that just sounded funny. You was like, concrete.
I mean,
he said, what did pride get you? Concrete.
That's what pride got you. Like, you're proud to go to the welfare office because you don't think that you need it, but you're literally about to be kicked out of your house. Now you got kicked out of your house, and are you still proud of yourself there, Slugger, or are you feeling a little salty and silly that
He said slugger.
like it just that stuff I've always been a believer on the same kind of thing that you're saying. If you eliminate those two things out of the equation, mental illness and our vets, I really don't think there's any reason why you should ever end up homeless. I mean, it's sad, but I will also tell you the only people I ever help that are homeless are vets. I don't do it. I don't help anyone else out. It's like the first question I ask.
I mean, I'm over here by the south side, and if you walk through or you drive through or I'm on a bus and I see them, it's like, and it has no color. It has no age range. I've seen I'm talking like
that
young, look like
young homeless people. That trips me.
I'm seeing young, look like they could be prosperous white women and men out there on the street with signs. And I'm like, there is no way you could be, really exhausted all your resources. Huh?
There's like a rotating grouping of them, like right before you get on the Liberty Bridge to go into the tunnel. There's like that little V intersection or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
They have like this. I swear to God, they're on shifts. Because it's the red
homelessness and shifts.
Look, I'm going to hell. Yeah, like they there's a red light there, and they just know that they'll just kind of do their little wobble and their little kind of sign saying whatever today's menu is, and just kind of creep up to your door. And I'm just looking at them like, hey, close the fucking window.
No, but I'm saying, not only can I not allow myself to get to that point, my pride won't even allow me to beg anyone that, like, remember I talked to you about the whole, cigarette thing. I'm not a big smoker of cigarettes, but I keep a pack of cigarettes because occasionally I do smoke one here and there, especially after having a few drinks, or I might have, some of the wacky tobacco or something like that. I like to have it, but I don't smoke them regularly. So I keep a pack, and a pack of cigarettes might last me a whole week because I'm only smoking one or two at a time. I'm not smoking them after I eat or after,
you ain't on my level, bitch.
Yeah, I don't smoke them, throughout the day. But because of my pride, and I don't want to run around bumming for a cigarette when I really want one. Right. I put in the time. I ain't gonna say put in the time, but I invest in a pack to have them at my leisure when I want to smoke it because my pride won't allow me to beg somebody for or bum a cigarette.
I mean, the good thing about where you live is you very well may have a store that sells loose.
Oh, yeah, there are. Those bodegas, and they sell Lucy's, like Dave Chappelle said. A Lucy, what's a Lucy? A single cigarette from the Arabs.
From the
they
Arabs,
got Lucy. Yeah, like you ain't even got to buy a pack. You can go in there and buy one or two cigarettes if you want.
That shit'll cost you like $1.50, but but hey, it's what it is.
I mean, just the pride of, like, you have to swallow your pride, and you have to come up out of whatever shell you got to demote yourself to even be out there on that highway in them shifts to beg people for money. It takes a different mindset to even do that,
or a lack thereof, honestly. Yeah, I mean, it's tough, and I think some of it is the pride thing. Obviously, neither one of us can really speak on it because we haven't been in that situation.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't mean the homeless, like just not having a roof over your head to live at. I mean, maybe you got to jump from house to house or something, but you're not sleeping on concrete.
Like we also talk about how we're trying to be like super PC, like there's homeless people listening. I just thought about that. I'm like, we're like tiptoeing around or trying to be like super politically correct, like like there's some homeless guy on the side of the road listening to the podcast.
they got their phone up to their ear, like, yeah, man, they make a lot of sense.
Right. I should turn my shit around. He's right. It is a mindset.
They gonna listen to our podcast and they gonna be Elon Musk in a year.
Exactly.
You see how we touch people's lives?
Yeah, that's what we do. We're helpers. No, but I agree, man. I think it is. I think a lot of it's a mindset.
It's almost like I said, it's almost wanting to, because it's like you want to punish yourself for something.
It's easier than lowering yourself to ask for help, and it's like at a certain point you have to swallow your pride and realize, I don't have many other options here. I have to pull the trigger.
I mean, if I had somebody that I hadn't spoke to, let's suppose me and one of my brothers had a grudge and we ain't spoken 5 years. If I'm on the brink of homelessness, as far as, I'm going to be sleeping on that concrete, we putting that grudge is going out the window, because I'm hitting the panic button. Red alert. I need help. Red alert.
Look, I mean, I almost was put out on the street. When me and Tiff broke up back in the day, like way when we first did this, I didn't know where to go. I had to reach out to a cousin I didn't really talk to. Stayed with her, and then I was not in a great place in my head, because you just lost your fiance, kids gone now, and I'm like, okay, and I'm young. I don't know what's going on. So then, I literally reached out to people on Craigslist, and these people let me move into their place in Oakland in like this little like side room. And just like, honest to God, I swear the thing was like a closet, but it was better than being homeless,
being on the concrete,
because it's still at that point, all my family was dead. Like they didn't they were still there. They were still gone. So
yeah,
I didn't have like a mom or dad to fall back on.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I think that's kind of why I have the mindset that I do, because it's like, look, man, I didn't let myself get to that point because I used everything I possibly could to make sure that did not happen. What's your excuse? Sorry to be so harsh, man, but it's like, I reached out to 3 complete strangers. 3 strangers with no job. And I mean, obviously it's a crazy anomaly. That's not going to be like the norm.
Yeah.
But I did it. Why can't you?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I still could have used like the system too after that. Like if that didn't work, I could have fell back on.
Well, I just think a lot of times they get it bad. Like people that don't understand it could be a mind state. The first thing that comes out of a person's mouth that see somebody homeless, they're like, "Go get a job." It's not that. It's not
right.
I mean, they first thing they look at them as being lazy. Like you're trying to circumvent the system. You don't want to work at Burger King or McDonald's like the rest of us. You're trying to get free handouts. Really, that's not why they're out there. They are out there because there's a excruciating circumstance, in my opinion. It has to be.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, and it's hard to put yourself in the head of a homeless person. I think a lot of things have to go wrong for you to get there. I very rarely do I. Let's put it this way: very rarely is a well-adjusted person with all of their faculties going to become homeless.
Yeah,
it's just not a thing.
I mean, and this is a whole different subject or topic we can cover. On one of these.
Yeah, right.
I kind of feel the same way about. And I'm not saying, marijuana or any of the smaller, the gateway drugs. I'm talking about harsh drugs. When you get to a point, like what what transpired in your life to make you take that path of chasing a drug that's going to destroy your life like quickly? Like, and I'm talking like
I would say
crack, the heroin, the meth. Like, what?
Save
Either
it.
you were just partying and you just hit the wrong thing, or you deliberately said, you know what, I don't care no more, and you do it.
Save it.
Yeah.
That could definitely be a good in-depth, probably real sad. Yeah, that'll probably be a sad episode.
Yeah. Because everyone has a relative,
everybody knows somebody.
friend, some type of story where it was a drug, somebody that's was chasing drugs, and it turned out to be pretty sad.
That
could be the BDE topic. If we
don't get a good one, if we don't get a good option to choose from, that might be the default one.
Yeah. So we're still waiting on, we got a great topic last week from Jake. So, let's not rule out the crowd yet,
Right. But
that's a good back burner.
Yeah, that's the beautiful part about this whole podcast is it's very organic, and that was not planned, but damn, that could be a nice little, not nice, that could be a heavy one, and we haven't done a heavy episode in a while, so definitely could be an option there, but yeah, look, we're running at an hour here. I think we had a good show here. Thank God for Tiff to come on and
great show.
Be part of the draft finally. So that's all.
We can cross that one off.
Right.
We've been talking about it for a while.
Right. So, I guess really, I got a busy week here. A lot of uploads to be coming. So, like I said before, if you haven't subbed to them, sub. If you're looking for the other podcast, the Pillow Talk, that's on the same network that we have this. So Spreaker, iHeart, Apple. It's on YouTube. It's on my YouTube channel too, so that might just be an easier landing spot. My buddy Bob is building me a website, which is the tits, and I'm very excited. He's doing that. He said it should be done by Monday. So I'm basically going to have a website, so I could probably just start putting that link in there, and you guys can go in there and run amok and have all your fun there. So that's a little fun, exciting thing. But yeah, we're going to go record the post game here, which thank you for having that name because that is so good. Oh, it's so good. So my name is Rich.
This is Jermaine.
And this was the X's and O's of Life. I forgot what show we were doing. Toodaloo there, kiddos.
Just wait till September. You really ain't gonna know what show we're doing.
Thank you for calling Dollar General. What am I doing? All right. And I literally just looked at a Dollar General bag. I'm like, okay. All right.
I'm using that.
Yeah, I like it. All right. Toodles, kids.
Yes, sir.